Hello, I'm Tim Smith with the Adams County Historical Society, and welcome to our new museum, Gettysburg Beyond the Battle. Here we have a section in our museum relating to Adams County in the American Civil War. Our area was affected by the presidential election of 1860 like any other area across the country. We actually have a display of the which contains a campaign ribbon for Abraham Lincoln at an election. And we put on the wall the official election results for our county, broken down by town and township. So people who come here locally could look and see if their area supported Lincoln or Bell or Breckinridge or Douglas. And it's fascinating when you tally it up and you read about it here that Abraham Lincoln carried Adams County by only 6 votes over the other opponent. So it's a very close election here. Of course, we're right along the southern border with Maryland. Now, we also have Adams County soldiers that served throughout the Civil War. Being in Gettysburg, we oftentimes focus on the battle that occurred here. But men from our area served in the Army and were in battles all across the country. And we have a display containing rosters of regiments like the 138th Pennsylvania Infantry, Company B and G. That unit were from Adams County. We have stuff on the 165th Pennsylvania Drafted Militia, unit that was made up of like 800 men from our county that had been drafted into service in the fall of 1862, including Emmanuel Sale, who lived near Littlestown. We have a descriptive book from the 1st Maryland Potomac Home Brigade Cavalry that was recruited out of Emmitsburg, which included many Adams Countyans, including George Washington Shriver, who died in Andersonville Prison. Also dying in Andersonville Prison was Keller Culp, and we have just an amazing ambrotype of him. And then we, of course, on display, we have a Medal of Honor that was received by Daniel Regal in the 87th Pennsylvania Infantry. We have a portrait of William Wright, who was a general in the Civil War and actually the superintendent of the railroads for William T. Sherman on this march to the sea. We have another guy from Littlestown here, John Cochin, who served in the 101st Pennsylvania Infantry. And of course, we have things relating to Company K, 1st Pennsylvania Reserves, 30th Pennsylvania Infantry. Company K, sometimes referred to as the boys who fought at home, was a unit that was with the Army of the Potomac and actually participated in the battle on July 2nd. And here we have a presentation sword that was owned by Captain Edward McPherson early in the war. We actually have a drum that was carried by Charles Gilbert and probably was used in the fighting on July 2nd. And we have a fife that was carried by George Gibbs. Some of our viewers might remember that the drum of Company K that we have exhibited here was once in the collection of Charlie Weaver on his museum in Baltimore Street in Gettysburg. So we have a large amount, or a good amount of things associated with local Adams County soldiers, including a display of letters from soldiers from this area as they served in the war. And this is something we'll probably rotate. We have lots of letters from people in our area that served.